So from downward dog, let's do some lunges. Look up at your hands and inhale, step your right foot forward between them for the first lunge. Bend your right knee and straighten your back leg. Organize your right foot, lift and spread all 5 of your toes and get the outer edge of your foot roughly parallel to the long side of your mat. Stretch your back leg and make your hands light by pressing your right heel heavy. Bring your sternum forward, bring your shoulders down your back and soften your jaw. The energy is forward here. Good. Take a nice inhalation here and then exhale, put your hands flat. Inhale, lift your hips up and exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your arms and exhale, wake up your legs. Look up at your hands and inhale, step your left foot forward between them for the second side. Bend your left knee and straighten your back leg. Again, organize your left foot, lift and spread all 5 of your toes. Get your outer edge of your foot roughly parallel to the long side of your mat. Take your left hip back towards the wall behind you. Bring your sitting bones closer together and stretch your back leg. Test your hands to make sure they stay light. Press your left heel heavy, and again, bring the energy of this pose forward. Bring your sternum forward and soften your jaw. Exhale, put your hands flat. Inhale, lift your hips up, and exhale, step back to downward dog. Inhale, stretch your arms, and exhale, stretch your legs. Now look up at your hands and bring them a little closer together so your thumbs touch in the middle. Inhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, bend your right knee and straighten your back leg. Now right away, because we're deeper in the lunge, your wrists might be a little uncomfortable on the ground. So if they are, just lift them up, come onto fists or fingertips or even a block. Now drop your head here and look at your hips. Balance them from right to left and front to back. Don't overdrop your left hip here. And then make sure the outer edge of your right foot is roughly parallel again to the long side of your mat. Stretch your back leg. Make it really straight here. Inhale. Lift your hips up and exhale. Step back to downward dog. And now look up at your hands and on an inhalation, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Bend your left knee and straighten your back leg. Again, you want to check your left foot. Make sure the outer edge stays parallel to the long side of your mat. Hug your knee to your side. And again, if you need to adjust your wrists to be comfortable, do it. Straighten your back leg all the way. And take your left hip back to the wall behind you. You want to find the action of Mula Bandha here. The floor of your pelvis lifts up. Drop your head and look at your hips if you need to. Check and make sure they're balanced. Bring your sternum forward and soften your jaw here. The energy of this pose is forward, just like the last lunge. And then exhale, put your hands flat. Inhale, lift your hips up, and exhale, step on back to downward dog. Keep your hands touching in the middle. We're going to keep them like that for the rest of the lunges. Now look up at your hands and the steps more specific. Inhale, step your right big toe to your outer right wrist. Bend your right knee and lower your back knee down. Peek over your left shoulder. Make sure your toes went straight back behind you here. Roll the weight to the little toe side of your foot. And then look at your right foot. Make sure your toes go straight ahead. Unless this bothers your knee, then you can back off and turn your toes out to the corner of your mat. Wherever your toes are pointing, that is where your knee is going to track. It can go beyond your ankle as long as your heel stays heavy and it keeps tracking directly over your toes. Now, think back bend. I want you to roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, and let your hips sink. Now, think about your back leg. Inhale and exhale. Press the top of your back foot and straighten your back leg all the way. Bring that knee up off the mat, and if it bothers your knee to do that, just curl your toes under and straighten your leg. Lift your chest. And then exhale, put your knee down, put your hands flat. Inhale, lift your hips up, and exhale, step back to downward dog. Now on your next inhalation, look up at your hands and inhale, step your left big toe to the outside of your left wrist. Exhale, bend your left knee and lower your back knee down. Now if your foot gets stuck When you step it up, you can always grab it like that and drag it up to where it needs to be. Don't worry. And now look over your right shoulder. Make sure your toes went straight back behind you. You're not sickling at your ankle here. Check your left foot. Toes go straight ahead. Unless this bothers your knee, then you back off and turn your toes out to the corner of your mat. Wherever your toes are pointing, that is where your knee tracks. Keep your heel firmly rooted. And now think back bend. Let gravity have your hips and you lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back. You can come up onto your knuckles or fingertips here, or even a block if you'd like more height. And then inhale and exhale, press the top of your back foot and straighten your back leg all the way. Again, if it bothers your back knee, you can curl your toes under and straighten your leg. If it doesn't bother your knee to do that, just go ahead and press the top of your foot and straighten it. It's like the best upward dog leg you've ever done in your life. Inhale, lift your chest, and then exhale, put your back knee down. Curl your toes under, inhale, lift your hips up, and exhale, step back to downward dog. Relax your jaw and breathe freely. Now, we're going to go to the fourth lunge. Look up at your hands and inhale, step your big toe to the outside of your right wrist.